to punch our ticket to Oklahoma City in an OU uniform. The sophomore with 18 games started already this season and a 2.92 ERA.
Had a heck of a weekend in regional play. Has been so good in the circle for this squad. He mentioned the experience at the Women's College World Series. Ole Miss last year, a transfer coming in for Oklahoma. Looking a lot of east to west in the zone. Has great late breaking movement.
And the first batter she will face in this Mississippi starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One, is Morgan Stiles. But you've got to keep your eye on the three-hole hitter, Nadia Barbary, a four-year starter, all-SEC, second team, an offensive leader as well, pacing the way with 40 RBI this season. Stiles leads it off with an opposite field base hit to right field. Now, this is a Mississippi State team making their second ever Super Regional appearance, 2 times in the last 5 years under former Sooner great Samantha Ricketts. Greta Grassel now standing in at the plate, a sophomore from Wisconsin. Swings and commits there. And strike one. She hit that 2-run homer versus Oregon last weekend, and she has come up clutch in all types of moments for the Bulldogs this season. They say she went around so quickly, down in the count, 0-2. And hits it back to Wachenio, gets a glove on it, the flip from Agbayani, but not in time as Grassel is able to beat it out. So first 2 base runners aboard to start this game for Mississippi State.
This is uncharacteristic too from Oklahoma, off the glove. Typically pitchers at Oklahoma pride themselves on fielding that position. Wachenio having to be quick off the mound. Agbayani trying to come up with the play behind her, and a quick and early opportunity here from Mississippi State. Keep in mind, this is a staff too, Tiffany. Only gave up 6 hits in 3 games during regionals. Coach Gasso feeling like pitching was the star of the show in regional play.
Indeed, they only allowed 1 run in the process of last weekend as well. Nadia Barbary, the player who we highlighted in the lineup, is now standing in. The RBI leader with 40 on the season for the Bulldogs has a chance to put Mississippi State on the board first. Fooled by that one. Now 1-1 count to Barbary. Senior out of Douglasville, Georgia. He's come up with 6 career RBI in the NCAA tournament throughout her career, and now trailing 1-2. So Morgan Stiles standing at second base after the leadoff single. Greta Grassel at first on the error from Wachenio.
A lifelong Bulldog in Barbary. Senior, and really has taken control of the power. I mean, look at the power numbers over the course of her career. First 2 seasons at Mississippi State, 4 home runs apiece. She's at 14 home runs in her senior campaign.
Count even, 2 apiece. The pitch. Barbary lifts this one into foul territory along the left field line, and Cassidy Pickering is there for the first out of the inning. Pickering, one of those very familiar faces for this Sooner team. He's part of an outfield with Pickering, Kai Minor, and Ella Parker from left to right. Now Zion Romero, first pitch swinging, and Sydney Barker with a double play. Steps on the bag at third, the toss over to first, and that ends the inning by a Mississippi State pitcher. The first no-hitter In postseason play, Alyssa Faircloth gets ready to go once again. And the junior stands in, and she comes in from the left side. Her scouting report is such here, Aaron.
You're going to see really a mix of 3 dominant pitches. The changeup is nasty, the curveball is nasty, and the rise ball up in the zone is just filthy. I mean, truly, the dominance in those 3 pitches is what has allowed her to be as successful as she's been this season.
Kai Miner leads it off, was 5 of 11 last weekend in regional play. Had 2 home runs in the process. We talked about it in the open. The solid, elite level hitters in this Oklahoma lineup. As you take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. Chopper over to second base, and Romero can't handle it. Kai Miner is aboard. The leadoff batter in this lineup for the Sooners is one of the best in the country.
This is a bat that didn't move to the leadoff position until early April. Since stepping into the leadoff role, she looked at Coach Gasso and said, "Do not dare move me at any other place in the lineup." The money at the top of this order for Oklahoma, 17 stolen bases on the year.
And Ella Parker now at the plate, coming in from the left side, the junior, first team All-SEC selection. And of 2 in that junior class, part of the last national championship team for OU. We just talk about the numbers and the batting average, coming in at .410. Kai Miner ready to get scooting from first base. That one coming in there for a strike. So now the count 2-1 to Ella Parker. And this one gets past Des Revere behind the plate. And Miner now moving into scoring position for Parker.
Both Faircloth and this defense trying to settle in against an Oklahoma team.
And after the pass ball, the pitch from Faircloth, low in the dirt. So the error to start this inning to Miner, and then the walk to Ella Parker. And Samantha Ricketts, very familiar with this OU program, hoping her team can do something that has not been done this season, and trying to take down Oklahoma in 2 games in order to make it to the Women's College World Series. Former player for Patty Gasso. You look at that, I mean, she is just coaching royalty. 16th straight Super Regional appearance, 8 national championships, all to her credit. And again, continuing to reload year after year as Kendall Wells is at the plate. And she's looking dead on, with Kai Miner and Wells being named this week as a top 3 finalist for the NFCA Freshman of the Year.
Back-to-back off speeds from Faircloth, facing one of the most dangerous and feared bats in our game right now. We'd asked Faircloth, what's the approach here? How do you prep to face a team like Oklahoma?
And that one ripped through the 5-6 hole, and now that loads the bases after the single from Kendall Wells. So yeah, I'm curious, how will she?
Well, a very interesting and unconventional answer that we got, Tiffany. No film watch. She said, I'm not one of those that wants to overanalyze what I'm going to face. Jarrett Bowen McKinney, pitching coach here at Mississippi State, coming out to have a word. She said, I am essentially a puppet from my pitching coach. You call a pitch, and I'm going to throw it there. I don't want to think too much. My brain has to be turned off in the circle. So no real prep here, other than just shooting and firing. Where do you want me to throw the ball? That's exactly where I'm going to execute.
Well, she's been successful this season, right? 16 wins coming into today's game, transferring in from Troy a season ago. She was an all Sun Belt selection. but she has proven week in and week out, especially in the SEC, that she belongs and that she can pitch at this level. Right now, though, she finds herself in a bit of a pickle to lead off bottom of the first.
Opening it up for Gabby Garcia has been a stud, a sophomore from the left side, 22 home runs on the year. He's just a gauntlet of power. Think about this, the starting nine for Oklahoma down to the 7-hole all have double-digit home runs. It's nuts to see the numbers that this team puts up.
Garcia, one of three, as you mentioned, with 20+. You look at her numbers from last weekend's regional. She was insane. Hit 714 with 5 hits and 5 RBI in 3 games. And that says it right there. 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4. I mean, it's crazy. And that one barely left the hand of Faircloth.
A mispitch there from Faircloth.
She regroups, gathers, and delivers. That one low to Gabby Garcia, the sophomore out of Chandler, Arizona, who is 7 of 15 this season with the bases loaded.
Just scouting this matchup, the interesting part of this, again, is the arsenal that you see from Faircloth. Virtually equal in thirds between rise, change, and curve. And the numbers that OU puts up against those pitches.
That one ripped to first base, the play made, and how about the double play turn, and the defense doing an amazing job. Credit Paige Ernstez with turning that double play.
The stellar defense from both of these teams coming into the first inning. A huge exhale from Mississippi State. The double play, Ernstez at first knows exactly where she is going to go with this ball. Heads up, high IQ defense. The Dogs.
That's the first double play turn of the postseason by the Bulldogs. And now runners at second and third. And Isabella Emmerling now at the plate.
We haven't seen Faircloth go to that rise ball as much. I think I can kind of put together why. You know, typically you see Faircloth spin the ball up in the zone, but against Oklahoma, the interesting contrast, the most home runs they've hit off rise balls, 45 and 24 on rise and change, but they've also struck out 60 times on change-ups and rise balls. Those are the 2 best pitches coming from Faircloth. She has to place them perfectly.
And unable to do so, second walk of the inning. Bases juiced once more. And Cassidy Pickering, one of the fan favorites here, finds OU with another opportunity to hang a run.
Oklahoma drew 11 walks last weekend in 3 games. Sharp eye at the plate.
Well, 2 of the 3 hits last weekend in round 2, another regional championship for Pickering and the Sooners. Cassidy hit 2 home runs. And she's 1 shy of that 20 mark that we talked about, but more importantly, Oklahoma hopeful to not get a run. Faircloth on the other side looking to get out of the inning without giving up a run. Good look there at Samantha Ricketts, 7th season with this Mississippi State program.
Wow, Faircloth still trying to find that strike zone. I mean, she has challenged low, she's challenged the corner. You saw the off speed for ball 2 at the letters and didn't get the call either.
So now the 3-1 pitch to Pickering. I got it there for a strike. Count draws full. A big moment early on for Alyssa Faircloth. The pitch. And got her swinging. The changeup there to fool Pickering and get out of the inning without giving up a run. And St. Ricketts told us, look, she said it in the past, in order for us to get to a championship level, you've got to play big-time programs like Oklahoma with 8 titles.
You want to be the best, you got to play the best.
No doubt.
That's exactly right.
But her group coming in, having a rocky road through the SEC, but that pitching really helped to lift them in big moments as Kiara Sells grounds out to shortstop. And she talked about what we needed to do to ramp up, to make a deep run, pitching. And they got that, not only in Alyssa Faircloth, but tapping the transfer portal, going with Layla Amen and Peja Gould.
These two teams may not have faced each other through SEC play this year, but this is two squads that have gone against each other. Back when Oklahoma was in the Big 12, Coach Sam Ricketts saying, look, we were not scared to play OU. We would purposely put them on the schedule if that meant traveling down to Norman. We wanted to find a way to play this team.
Kimberly Keller, the freshman center fielder, fouls that one back quickly down 0-2. And we remember we were in Starkville for that Super Regional run that they had in 2022, their first ever. And that same year, Oklahoma came to News Park to try to create that atmosphere, that postseason atmosphere when they hosted the Sooners.
Just the Sam Ricketts effects of this program. 7th season as head coach, 12 total years at Mississippi State. She's got that contract extension through 2028. I mentioned the first NCAA Super. They beat FSU to host Arizona at home. I mean, just an epic run so far for Coach Ricketts.
Chenyo readies the 2-2 pitch to Keller. And Keller is able to get that one fair past a diving Sydney Barker at third base and a stand-up double to lead it up, or rather with one out here in the second. And there will be some potential question here as to whether it was a double or not. Coaches do have 2 challenges apiece. Will Patty Gasso elect to challenge here?
Looks like she is. She's going to take a look at this. I'll tell you, from the booth up here, it looked fair. It looked like it was on the right side of the chalk line.
First challenge, they have 1 remaining.
So 1 remaining challenge for the Sooners as they were unsuccessful in the challenge. Meanwhile, 9th double this season for the freshman, Kimberly Keller. So she's in scoring position with Tatum Silva coming up to the plate. A chance to knock her in potentially. We talked about last weekend, Aaron, just 6 hits allowed in total against this OU pitching staff. The leadoff single to start the game with Morgan Stiles, and then just the second extra base hit by an OU opponent in this postseason with that Keller double.
Silva was with only 17 starts on the year. This is some of those calls, I think, for coaches where when you have a bat that gets hot at the right time of the year, you got to go with the hot bat. Silva being one of those 51 appearances throughout the season, but not a lot of starts, and she gets the call here on a massive stage.
Will you ride the hot hand, the hot bat, and who's playing well? You tinker with whatever you need to in the lineup, and Tatum Silva has a grand opportunity here, to your point, Aaron, as one of the 6 transfers that have come into this program, moving in from Utah State.
pitching staff in prep for Mississippi State. It was all about managing and stopping momentum, having to keep the ball in the park and feeding the defense behind these arms. Big focus for them in regionals, limiting the free passes. They only walked one hitter all weekend long, 3 outings. One free bag awarded.
First full count for Machenia. The payoff, Silva fouls it off. There's Jim Rocha. Outstanding pitching coach, and you see the job that her pitching staff did during the regional play, the importance of just her expertise in the dugout. And you think last year there was primarily Sam Landry as the arm that she had to work with, but now multiple arms in the circle. And the strikeout looking for Wachenio as Silva goes down. Number 2.
Wachenio's starting to settle in. This is a breaking ball low and away from Silva. Barely clips the lower half of that strike zone. I think both of these arms, too, trying to figure out what they can get away with, settling into the edges of that river. Wachenio getting the punch out.
Paige Ernstes, who turned that double play well out in front of that one. She helped Alyssa Fairclough get out of that jam last inning. And the little dribbler back to Wachenio. The bounce and save, pulling Emily off the bag. As Wachenio bounced it over to first. So a couple of fielding miscues for Wachenio early in this game.
It's a dribbler right off the end of the bat. Moves the string, and Wachenio coming up with a 1-hop. Interesting, I thought initially on that glove that the back foot was on the back, but it was almost the replant that I think he caught the Blues' eye.
So second error by Wachenio in the circle. Another look here as, I don't know, Emmerling, who had to recover at first, she gets the ball off and then gets back on, and it looks like in enough time.
I agree.
Does Gasso expend her second challenge? Which would be, well, she has 1 remaining. Will she use it here?
I think she will.
Times, and they have won 8 national championships in the process of that. They're seeking their 19th appearance in a field that is wide open this season. OU has a good of chance as any as Lexi McDaniel slaps that one in to right field and flies out for the first of the inning. Alyssa Fairclough, who was able to get out of the first inning without giving up a run to the nation's leader in terms of runs per game. This OU offense averaging better than 10 runs a game. They left the bases loaded, and credit Fairclough and this state defense for taking care of business.
There's some speed in Agbayani, 13 stolen bases. She leads this team in bunts, too. 16 on the year, a true triple threat. Stud on defense as well for Oklahoma. Rawlings Golden Glove winner. Second program history, along with Grace Lyons.
And the senior from Hawaii, you see that number 50? It's the 50th state. Her father, obviously, very well known as well. Benny Agbayani played in the major leagues. And Ailana Agbayani has made her mark here. You think back to last weekend, she was hitting it up like Dad used to do it when he was in the majors. He too wore the number 50 as well. She was 4 of 7 during that regional round, but Dad's got to be proud of the production and the career that she has had.
Got some similar leg kicks. I like that big load on the front side.
And caught looking is Agbayani as she goes down. With this pitching staff, one of the best in the SEC, and this is what Faircloth is used to doing.
This is one of the best changeups in the SEC. Almost 60% whiff rate on that pitch. Well, she didn't even take the barrel off the shoulder. Watches this one go by. It's a second strikeout for Faircloth. Both strikeouts coming by way of changeup.
And that was a 3-0 count to start to Agbayani, and Faircloth worked her way back into that one. Now the 9-hole hitter and the sophomore Sydney Barker standing in. I mentioned this pitching staff for Mississippi State, number 3 in the SEC in ERA, 6th nationally, allowing just better than 2 runs a game. Faircloth trying to keep the mojo cooking from last weekend after a no-hitter, the first ever by a Mississippi State pitcher in the postseason. Parker asking for time. The third baseman steps back in for the Sooners. She's got a 3-1 count. And that one over to Stiles at short in the 6-3 put out. 3 up, 3 down for Faircloth in the second.